Hi, this is János and it's Real World Kintaro. And today we are going to have a look at my trusted computer and comments. And it's time for having fun. Just think about this as an audio club, as an online audio club. And I have received really fantastic, heartwarming feedback for my last video, which was titled Real World Audio is good or bad for you. You decide. And your choices, your decisions were just really amazing and really touching. And I think I will continue into several videos here because you gave me a lot of food for thought and lots of things to share. And Kintaro is coming back. So first of all, Dan, thank you. And he really pointed out something truly important, that what defines the quality of your audio system is not others' thoughts, what they think about it, but how does it work for you? What do you feel with it? How do you connect with it? We are all basically, if you want to oversimplify us, we are analog computers. And what people don't know yet, because our current, or I would say our past technology, because or the current technology is really rapidly becoming past technology. So 10 years from now, you will see a really radical shift in thinking, how we relate to electronics, how we relate to computers. But today, literally this year and the last year, we started going into the more towards the that era that we just call it as artificial intelligence, and which is returning back to more of an analog style computation compared to the digital, where the bit is king. There is a really big shift that started, and it will become very soon a landslide. And why I'm talking about that? That's because us humans, we are analog computers. And when you listen to music and you listen to sound, all of us, we have the same impulses hitting our eardrums, and they are transmitted to our brains with the same schematics, same methodology, but depending on each of us, we were born with different ability to transmit the signal from your ear, from your auditory system to your brains. But that's more or less kind of similar between people, unless you are in advanced stages of damage done to your system, either through exposure or genetic condition or another condition, or maybe something else. And then the true real big differences between how we hear starts from there, when the impulses start to hit the processing centers in the brain. And there are many layers of centers processing the auditory signal, and at the point when it becomes a conscious experience, it already went through an unknown number of filters. We don't even know today what is the number. We have like a knowledge of just a few rough steps, what's happening to the signal until it becomes a conscious information, but we don't know exactly how many steps it is. But it's literally probably about more than 10,000 layers of neuronal computational layers packed on top of each other. At least 10,000, maybe 1,000,000. And that's just enormous power available, and enormous numbers of options, because each of those layers, they are the same in every one of us. They are genetically coded to us. That it's defined by the structure of our brains, how we have these layers. But the vital difference is how we train those layers. So the way we grow up, what sounds we hear from our birth, and not just from the birth. It's when we are in the womb, we already hear, and it already impacts on the development of our auditory canal. And when we grow up, even as adults, that system is reprogrammable. It continuously changes. And that's why when two people sit down, listen to the exact same thing, they can have night and day different opinions about how do they like it, or do they consider it as good sound or bad sound or something in between. And it's totally up to the training of your neuronal computer of how you will perceive a system. And based on the training of your neuronal computer, you should choose a system or a systems approach that will suit the state of your computer, and that matches how your brain processes the sound. Because if your brain is fine-tuned to process, let's say, a textural detail, then you want a system that's best at textural detail recognition. But that's really, really easy to do, because for all of us, the textual recognition abilities are simply phenomenal. And that's because we need that for our everyday life to go by things. But if you are, for example, a musician, and then that ability is heightened much more compared to an average person. Or if you have a profession or play sports where precise identification of where sounds are coming from is vital, then that adds orders of magnitude to your ability to perceive spatial information and then textual definition. And that's why when two person listen to the same system, one of them says that, this is nice, okay, and another is like, wow, so much detail level, I never heard this much coming from another, from this recording, my mind is blown. And the same other guy like, what? I have a Bose at home and it sounds exactly the same. What's this guy about? And the problem is not that, the thing is, so one person, it doesn't mean that one of the two is deluding himself. So the Bose guy would think, oh, that other guy, he thinks he's out there because he's hearing things I can't hear. But yeah, he's right. He is hearing things you can't hear. And just because he has the training, he has trained his ears, maybe consciously, maybe subconsciously, but there is different things that his brain is picking up and identifying and bringing it to the conscious level from the amount of information that the auditory system is getting. And that's why I cannot give anyone the exact recipe of what is the sound that you should be looking for, that you want, because that's so personal that it's the most personal thing in the world relating to audio. And the only person who is qualified to tell about it is you yourself, no one else. So that's why if you ask me what do I recommend for you, my first guess is like I want you to have the same experience I have, so I would recommend something that I would choose for myself, for my state of hearing, how I'm perceiving things, and what I think when I hear as something that gives me greater satisfaction. But that might not be something that you need or you want or you can hear. Maybe for you it won't do any changes, but maybe it will. But as my mentors too said, that a big part of the audio journey is to grow. And that's why he said that, János, don't, when I was like really a beginner audiophile, when I got to know him in the beginning, the first year, that's what he told me when I was talking. Oh, Stu, I wish I had, unlimited money and I have this Jadi system or this audio note system, and he said, János, no, don't. Even if you had unlimited money and you want audio note, don't go for the top level, go for the lowest level and start with that. Play around with it, listen to it, get your ears trained, be able to recognize what the strengths are and what the weaknesses are, and how it sounds. What are you happy with? What are you unhappy with? And then step further and further. And with each step, you train your brain, you train your neuronal computer. And that's how you can effectively progress on your audio journey. If you are playing, jump to the end, then you are missing out the most important part of the audio journey, which is training your neuronal computer. And it's some of you will say this is BS, but I say to you guys that let's flip the coin. One side of the coin of audio is us listening to recorded stuff. The flip side is the music that musicians play and produce. And every musician will tell you that you cannot go from an absolute noob to a master conductor or a fantastic, phenomenal violinist just like that. So if someone puts into your hand a Stradivarius and you never played violin, you don't know anything about music, your ears are not able to recognize anything. I mean, your ears do, but your brain won't be able to tell anything. Then even though you have it, you won't be able to play squat on it. Exact same goes for stereo. You can get the best system ever, and you play stuff on it. You will just say wow, 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 but it's very, very doubtful that it will be to your edification. So those people who are the least satisfied with audio are those who somehow just are able to afford to dump a lot of money on it, and right as when they discover there's this world of audio with all of these expensive stuff, and they just buy the most expensive thing they can afford, and they realize it's crap, because money cannot buy good sound. It's you who can buy good sound, and you who are creating it. We all are the master chefs of our audio journey, and you cannot just give money to just to dump stuff on you. It's like kind of like going to the best restaurant you can imagine, and just telling them, give me the most expensive entree, the most expensive blah blah blah, with the most expensive wine and most expensive side dish, and it will be very weird. It won't mix and match. Probably it will give you indigestion at the end. You will still feel, wow, this was really, really crazy and really out of the ordinary. But at the end, your stomach will be, oh, it's hurting, it's not good. All the diverse food you put inside that were not planned to mix and match together, they will start fighting in the stomach, and maybe they will visit. Anyway, so well, I didn't get to answering or looking at any of the posts, except that I went on a tangent on a Dan's comment. I hope all of you appreciate it, and it's just food for for the thoughts, for the mind. It's really all about what we want, how we perceive audio. And when I build things, my driving force is just the thrill of doing things. I really love all of my audio gear. I think of them as my children, and when I work on them, when I do things, it feels to me as if like taking care of my kids. And when you take care of your kids, you want what the very best is for them. And I think that's the most important thing. It's not like I want my kid to be the best or be the president of the, I don't know, United States, or first president of the moon, or some idiotic quest like that. No, let your kids decide what they want to do with their lives, and I also let my audio gear decide what they want to do. I treat them as living beings. I give them voice. I give them life force, and I let them sing and tell me what they want to tell. And I think that's my approach, and with that, it has been a tremendous reward to me. And then what I can say is that it's just so obvious when you listen to audio gear that whether they have soul or they were just manufactured by, I'm almost said, a brain dead zombie who is intent only on translating a textbook onto a piece of metal and plastic. Because if you just think as just crunching numbers, you are working like a computer, creating a machine. I think that's a very, very soulless endeavor, and it's very, very obvious in the sound. When you hear equipment like that, they don't tell you the music. It's like cats fighting, what you heard now. It's just like, what's going on? I want to go out of this room. Just please, can you turn it off? It just makes noise, but it doesn't make music. Okay, so I think that's it for now, and let the thoughts continue later on. Bye bye.